welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. I'm so excited for today's Memory Lane layout share, where we get to share just a handful of layouts and specifically created by our special friend and designer, Linda Hampson. So, Linda, say hi.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Yes, we often get to celebrate and be inspired by your layout. So, it's fun to kind of dig a little deep into them and get inspired all over again.
Oh,
So we'll give a minute for everyone to kind of be able to jump on and say hi. Let us know where you're joining us from. Hopefully staying warm. How about you, Linda? Are you staying warm?
oh yes, it's beautiful. Can't complain. It's a little overcast today, but we're usually in the upper 70s, low 80s, so it's
Yeah,
good. It's
that's
good.
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
And
just weird. It's weird walking around though, looking at the Christmas lights on palm trees when I'm used to.
it is little, that would be new for me. That would be,
It is
but
weird.
also fun, I would say.
Yep.
There was this little icon at the bottom. Where's that at, Dave? The little, and I said, maybe we should put that one on as like Santa with the beach or whatever.
That seems cute.
I was
That's
like, maybe we should
cute.
put that on because it seems fitting with Linda here.
That's cute.
Um, no, and then Eli, he's over here. He's just hanging out with us. I just asked him, how many days till Christmas, Eli?
10.
10. He keeps our little countdown. He gets us in check in this house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad somebody is. Well, guys, should we jump into it? I'm excited. I'm excited to see what pages we have to share today. Let's jump over, do a quick screen share, and we'll take a peek at, again, some of these layouts just that Linda has created. Gosh, over the years, Linda, I mean, we'll go through them. I mean, I don't know if anything's brand new or when's this layout? Like, this one's adorable.
This one was, I think, last year. It was when our kids were actually camping without us, but there was a lot of fireflies flying
Mhm.
around,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it was typical to do a firefly page, and I absolutely love it. The biggest thing on here is the jar light.
Yes.
That uh, that is so simple. I gave you some close-ups on how
Yeah.
it's done, but you just touch it and it lights up the whole jar. And I made actually little fireflies
Fireflies.
using a white pen, a black pen, and a gold pen. So it's just really simple. It's just a little doodle, and I put them on the jar. I also put them all over throughout the page. So you get that feel of movement from the fireflies.
Mm.
Yep. And then on the treetops, if you notice where the peach, the yellow, and the blue are,
Yes.
they're actually, one is crimped, the blue one is crimped. The yellow one has been crimped with the circle crimper.
Okay.
I don't use that very often, but it really, really did make that tree pop. And then of
Yeah.
course, love me some burlap. Had to
Yeah, I was
use
about to say, and
burlap
then
for the
burlap, your
bases.
signature touch there. I'm wondering if it will be on every page we see. We'll have to keep score, guys. We'll have
Oh
to keep
yeah, I
score.
don't know.
I don't know either. I guess we'll see. I'm not sure.
I've been trying to not use it as much, but it's hard when you're used to making it what you think looks good to you, and I
Yeah.
love me some burlap. But
Okay,
also,
so go
go
ahead.
ahead. Well, right below it, the pictures, there's two pictures on that main page, and I used the pinking paper scissors.
Mm-hmm.
So right below the tree, yep, you'll see that. And so that gives you a different matting look. The jar and the little picture are vellum, out of a blue vellum. So you get another texture with that. And then across the top, where the border's at, there is a ribbon. It's really hard to tell, but if you look really close, there's a blue and white kind of striped
Oh,
ribbon
yeah.
right
I
along the
wasn't sure if
edge.
that was paper or not, but it's ribbon.
Yep. It's
Okay.
a ribbon. Yep. When we travel all over, when we go to some of the little local shops, ribbon is something that's never the same at every store.
Right.
And so I try to pick up a little bit from each place because I love ribbon. It's a great way not to actually conceal that edge, but to enhance that straight
And
edge
you have a
of
straight
the
edge.
borders.
Yes,
Yep. So,
absolutely.
and of course, doodle work. I love different doodles, and that's along the borders. On the other side, I kind of took the pictures and made like a little collage. It reminded me of the old picture frames we had as a kid, that had, it was all wood, and then you had just different sections for the pictures. And
Uh-huh.
that's kind of what it reminded me of, is when they were all collaged together, that old picture frame. And and then I used the same ribbon across the border. I did two little trees. One is out of regular paper, the other's out of burlap. And I put the burlap on top because it stands up a little bit, so you get um, more of
Shadow. Yeah,
that
like a
depth
3D feel.
perception. Yep. And then in the bottom, because there's so many pictures on here, it really needed another little bit of an embellishment, but I didn't want to go too much to take away from the pictures. So I took a photo template, and then
Okay.
I made a little the tent, a couple trees, the
Like a
moon.
decorative block. Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
some of the little twine, some more of the little fireflies, and underneath where the tent's at, I used the burlap this time underneath to give the effect of the fabric of the tent. So you can see that.
Oh, I see. Hold on, let me see if it has a picture here. Yeah, I can see a little bit the burlap picking out behind that tent.
Yep. So
And
I
then you
made,
even drew a little firefly on the tent itself and on the
yes.
square block. Cute.
Yep. Exactly. So that's kind of what this layout enhanced. My kids are really good about taking pictures for me, and I don't necessarily journal everyone because this was their event. So later, when they get the pictures, the pages, then they will journal around the pictures and put their moments in there.
I love it.
So it's yeah. Oh, and then back on the jar, I did use the twine, and I used a tag on the twine with a little heart punch to tie the twine, and I wrote where it was at: Pikes Peak State Park, McGregor, Iowa, August 2nd, 2025, Anisi family. So
Oh,
there's a little bit of information, but the actual memory itself, I've left a lot of space so that they can fill in and put their memories in there
yeah.
also.
Right above the jar is a great place for journaling. And I will say, this is a great first page. I think we're going to see kind of similar um, I don't know, techniques and approaches because of your style. You're so good at kind of bringing in things from your stash, and I think that's so valuable to see the ribbon, the texture, the like. Even okay, so wait, let's ask, where did you get this light thing from?
The light thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fairy light. I got them at Scrap Mania. They have different
Okay.
ones. They have ones that are single. You can get a two, and then you can get a string of them. So whatever you need lights for, you can get it there. I know Tim Holtz also makes one too, but I'm not familiar with that one. I just use the fairy lights, like I said, from Scrap Mania.
Okay.
So
So that's really fun. If anyone wants to, any memories that might be coming to mind, whether they're catching fireflies or not, I think that's a really fun option to really light it up. I can even see a cute little jar for Christmas, right?
yes, or a
Like
candle, or
or
a
a
candle.
candle, yeah, to kind of give that vibe. Ooh, from the piece set. Ooh, that could
The
be so
the
cute.
other
The
the other
lantern.
thing the other thing was the nativity set. If you
Ooh,
use a vellum on the background and use a light behind that, that actually with your silhouette of the Mary and Joseph and the
mhm.
baby, if you put the light behind that, then it also makes that kind of pop too and shine and
Yeah.
change. So all kinds of things.
And then what would you suggest for, because like what's going through my mind is like a press here recommendation, or like what are your thoughts on this page? How are they gonna know to press there for like an interactive experience that you have?
Oh, you can write it on there, of course, press, but it does stand up just a little bit. And so it's just let me here, just kind of hold it up a little bit and then maybe you can see. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got the jar and you've
Yeah.
got this little green thing, right? That I put to
Yeah.
hide. It hides that mechanism underneath. So
Hmm.
when you press it, you just keep pressing around. It's like, oh, there's something there. What is that? And then pretty soon, let me get the right place.
Okay.
Then pretty soon you hit it
Yeah.
and it lights up.
Okay, so that was the other thing I was going to also mention. That's so cool. Is like you could see the glitter paper so well when you held up that jar. Just the shimmer of it. I mean, it shows in the pictures too, just a little bit. But your specialty papers, you have burlap and specialty, but you always just use a little bit here and a little bit there. And I love that on the
Yeah.
top of the jar. It just adds a little bit more, I guess you can even say depth and interest. If
Yes.
you have these in your stash, they're always a fun place to put them. And again, the center of trees for burlap, great place to put things like that. Really fun to add those textures to your page that are really fun. And I think specialty paper, I don't know if you have any thoughts or points on this. I guess we can go to the next page and kind of continue to talk about it.
Okay.
Because you even have glitter butterflies here. You have glitter eggs here. Are you more of, because I always recommend like put them in your little details. And I saw some people cutting like specialty paper for your borders. And I was like, ooh, like keep the specialty papers for the extra touches, little details, punch, things like that.
Yeah. It can be a little overwhelming, especially with glitter paper. The thing of it is for me, and what I always say when I'm doing a live is the glitter papers, all the specialty papers are more expensive. They can be sometimes $2-3 more than what a regular cardstock is.
100%.
So use it sparingly, but use it. You don't need now. If you're doing, like, say, a big dance thing, right, and there's a bunch of glitter costumes and stuff, then yeah, a little more, you could add some. But just that little bit, like you said, with a little bit of a touch here and there, it pops everything, not just that one piece of glitter stuff. So, and talking about textures, the paper itself has a texture of its own. You do such a great job in designing with the Kiwi Lane paper that you can build off of what you see just by looking at the pattern. It gives you a texture already. So what you got to do is not overpower it, but try to accent.
Yeah, accent it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and it's really tough with, and I won't mention names, but some companies don't take that into consideration. So you have to be extra careful then in that way.
But you don't make it busy. Yeah.
Exactly, because they're already overdone, you know.
But I will say your details. You love little details, adding those to your pages. You always have talked about how much you enjoy that kind of part of the scrapbooking phase of the creative process of a layout. This page has a lot of fun. You're almost using the decorative squares here again, like you did on the other layout, but you're using here kind of in the 6 over on the right. They're like little mini pockets. They're so cute. They're a fun way to add little details to a page when you don't know, or maybe it's not even a don't know. It's just where you want to kind of spotlight certain designs to bring in the aesthetics that you want, which is spring here. It's so cute. Yeah, they're so cute.
Well, the thing of it is too, is the pictures are basically our little jelly bean with her Easter bucket, right? So I've got 5 pictures, pretty much the same thing. So if I put them on a page, I need something to enhance that. And what I love quilts. I used to quilt. I love quilting. So I thought, how about a quilt texture? And that's why I created the little squares on the side.
Yeah, that's really true. It very much has that quilting effect.
And it's a way to use your photo templates. I mean,
your photo templates to hold the spacing when you were trying to, if you're wanting to incorporate these in, like definitely play to create with those photo spacing more, not necessarily as a place for a photo holder, but like you said, like little decorative boxes that you can kind of add layers. Great way to use your scraps too, I imagine.
Definitely.
Lots of fun ways to use your scraps.
And your scrap embellishments, like, you get these odd gems that you haven't used from, you have them from another project, and you got all these little stray things, and there's different colors on here. So, and it just works, it just works. And then the other thing is using embossing folders. Now the baskets, I don't know if you can get up close here a little bit. Let's see here. This basket, go the right way, is.
Oh, hold on. Let's see if we can get you. Oh, David's got to do it. Hold on. Put it closer on him or her. There you go.
Okay. So the basket is actually an embossing folder. You see the little design in there? Okay. So embossing folders are so important because, like, on this side, I did it with the egg.
Oh, see? Yeah, I think it blurred out on this picture for some reason, but it's so pretty there. How satisfying that must have been. Yeah.
And then you take the embossing and I took a white pen and went over the white with white pen on the
Like a little
embossing.
shimmer.
Exactly. And then also too, now I learned from a couple other creative partners years ago that shading in different areas or highlighting like this white right here kind of gives that egg a little bit of a character than just plain blue on it.
Right.
And of course we did the gems
Like,
all
it
over
plays with
one.
lighting a little bit. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
And this
Doodling.
one with
Yep.
doodling and the other. Yep. Okay. And so, and then the bottom one, of course, let me get the right space here.
Yeah.
The bottom one has the little white doodle in a different area to
Right.
show how it's laying different. And then
Yeah.
some flowers on a mini border or tiny
Yeah.
border.
So really, when you look at the foundation of a page and you're kind of building it out, like definitely, it's okay to get lost. It's okay to get lost in the, added details and layering. And I mean, I know I've said it, but you said it a lot too. It's like, just keep layering, just keep layering.
If you don't like it, add another layer.
Add another
Yep.
layer. Usually comes
Definitely.
together. But yours are beautifully layered. I've seen your book,
Thank you.
your album in person. I will say, always, I was like, man, there's so many little things pop out more when you see them in person. Just even when you were holding it up, you see the glimmer on the glitter paper, and things like that you kind of put together because you're like, I think that's glitter paper, but it just doesn't give the same feel. So I can only imagine how satisfying these little details are when you get in that creative flow and you just kind of start to pull out what you have. And, we always say that all the time. Kiwi Lane is designed to play friendly with whatever. Embossing, you brought up embossing, you brought up your scissors, you brought up, there's so many things that you can use to add those extra details and then still give your page the beautiful structure that your memories deserve. So I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, here's another really pretty page. Back to the glitter paper. We got some more glitter paper here. So again, love it.
Perfect page for that.
Yeah, super page.
So this one was when our little Everly was born, and her mom is a photographer. She doesn't like to do it professionally, but she definitely is a professional in my opinion.
Okay.
But her pictures, she does these herself,
Enjoy
and
it. Yeah.
they're just perfect. But so what I wanted to do is I wanted to enhance that little wrapping bundle, right? And the ovals are the perfect thing for that. And around it, you'll see there's some lace. I think I took a little closer up
Yeah,
picture
on the right
for
side,
you.
there's a little close up. We can even have you, if you have it in front of you, but
Okay.
it is there. I see. Oh, Dave, you want to pull back up? Oh yeah, right around the oval picture. So pretty.
Yep. And then I also did it. Let me get this other one around the tag, the same lace. Oops. Get it just right.
Oh, at the end of the tag. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Yep.
And then the X and O is a specialty paper called Mira Lava. And this is the silver one. And that paper is so unique in the fact, if you just look at it, it's really
There's like a metallic feel for it.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
But when you ink it, it actually takes on another characteristic. So you get a different texture after you ink it. And the only way you can see that is in person. Because that one's hard to do. But on this one, I used a rub-on for the title where it says Dream Big Dreams. And then I also used some of the laser cuts that I had left over from a previous page that I had done. So there's laser cuts throughout. And then I also used a row of gems around the picture of the three kids together on the left side. And then I used on the other side the gems all the way across. But I used a template. It's not a template, it's a die. It's a 12-inch die called photo dies. And I think there's 10 or 12 of them. And so I used it for the darker color, and then I used a silver strip underneath. So you actually, with all those three elements, you get three layers.
Oh, see, yeah, that silver strip doesn't quite where you put the gem strips there. Yeah, I see it now. That's really pretty. It's the simplest thing, but you know what really I mean, this whole page inspires me, but one thing that completely stood out to me was how you took the All My Heart, which could be like a basic thing you cut out of paper or a sticker, but you put a string on it, and then you like put these little cut out hearts there. And I was like, that is so cute. And I'm like, all like, oh, that's what really stood out to me. I'm like, I want to do that on a page. But because you think about your stickers sometimes, how you can make them a little bit, I don't know, not so flat or more attractive in some ways. Acting like you're going to hang them on a wall with a little ribbon to hang them with could be really fun to play around with.
Definitely, definitely. And there is another little one across over on Maxwell just to the right that says live the life you dream of. So I like taking those little bits of things and I'll cut it in a weird shape, maybe across one top on the top. Like this one, let me get a little closer here. You can see that it's not perfectly squared.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get another texture by not doing straight across. You're going to get it.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to follow you, not your page. That's cute.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing with a new
But
camera.
you have your
today.
little heart enamel, those little heart enamels that sometimes we don't have a place from. I definitely love the little like it almost like it's a heart nail, right? Like you're hanging it on the wall, you're hanging it on the page, and it's perfect around that oval picture. All right, here's another one perfect for the season. This is adorable.
Oh, this one is what I tell you what, this one has gotten more comments, and I did this one probably 3-4 years ago. So the Santa, first of all, or not Santa, the snowman is paper that is written on. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So one of the things I was gonna do, but I didn't because I already found the Christmas paper that was handwritten. But you could take this same design, use your own handwriting, and write over the entire thing like this, and do your journal like that, or even just write in your own handwriting, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, whatever you wanted to.
I'm not from the generation of cursive. Yeah, I cursive without like anything like that.
But it's
but it's a good idea if you
it's
have
a good idea. So, but that was a texture
for journaling too, because I know that's something that we all kind of like.
Yeah.
Oh, and it changes it up because sometimes when you're putting journaling blocks on your page, it almost makes it like take all the attention. So by incorporating it into the design, into the shapes, I think that's a really brilliant idea. Yeah, that's really fun.
And the bow and the hat are actually suede. It's that kind of felt paper.
Okay.
And so that is another texture. And his arms are actually the trees from that first layout that we use with
the trees, the autumn trees. Yep.
Yes. So that snowman was just a design and came up with, and of course a burlap carrot nose. What else?
Yeah.
But then also on that page on the star and the snowflake templates,
yes,
I did double, but I did them askewed a little bit, so they're
not. I feel like that's another like gives you that shadow effect. I feel like you do
Yes.
that a few times with the tree. You did it with the pine tree. You did it with this, and it really does add an extra color but a depth, like you said.
Right. It gives it movement.
Yeah. And life is full of movement, which is why I love the layers on the page. Well, you have your trees here too. You have your little clusters of small trees on the left. You have your layered tree from Simple Life, I believe. Let me look down
Yes.
at the bottom. Simple Life. The
Yep.
templates you used are listed there. So fun. And of course, it's just kind of a nice page. You have these two pictures, but easily you could take the same design and put 4 or 5 right there in that middle.
Definitely.
Super cute layering there.
I find that when I go ahead.
The black, you did gold doodling along the black again there. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I find that sometimes I find myself a lot more into detailing when I only have a certain smaller amount of pictures.
Yes.
It's like, okay, I get to play a lot.
Well, and that snowman actually, it does take a good portion of your page. So that's where it's nice to kind of spread it out across a 2-page spread too. Yeah, that's really cute. All right. I love that page. Those gold little center things too. Those gold.
I like how the snowman is acting like ta-da.
He's a showman.
He's like
he's a showman snowman.
Yeah. That actually was a Tim Holtz embossing die. It was basically used for that layout, and it got thrown in the trash because it was a die. Sorry.
It was a nuisance. It's more effort than what you get out of it. I hate things like that.
It's not good. That's the only time you see it.
I guess is what you could say. You win some, you lose some. But it was worth the hassle for this one.
Yes, it was.
Okay, here's another, changes the seasons here, but how
Ooh, it's a classic.
yeah, it's just calming page. It's so soothing and just reflective. It's really beautiful.
So last year, our daughter and son-in-law, or son and daughter-in-law, did renewing of their vows down on the beach in Santa Rosa, on Florida. And I really wanted to do something. They hired a photographer for it. Some of her pictures were fantastic, and some were like, "Why did she take that?" I have no idea. So, like for instance, the one of them,
A scrapbooker and all of us. Yeah.
I know, right?
No.
There was one where she had a
Farmers are
picture
like, I
of
hate scrapbookers. No, just kidding. Oh, keep going. Sorry.
she had a picture of both of them, just half of their body with their hands together. And I'm like, it makes no sense. But what I did is I cropped it down and I just made it a little bit bigger so if I can get it.
Focused on their hands. Yeah.
Just the hands.
That's
Yeah.
great, yeah.
So, and then the other thing was that I didn't mat a certain, I kind of focused on a little collage in that area just on them, which was kind of nice.
Mhm.
Not taking away from the whole thing, but
Right.
it was about them, but it was also their family that they had grown over the years.
Right.
So, but on this one, I love the embossing folder that is on the shell and the palm leaves on the right. It kind of left a little block. Let me see if I can hold them up again. Oop. Right there. Whoops. The camera is not being friendly.
Yeah, that was a little fussy.
There you go.
Like cool in theory, but it keeps trying to find your face.
Trying to find your
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cover
All right.
cover your face.
Cover
Then
my eyes.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
What are you trying to point out? Sorry.
So the embossing folder on that
Oh yeah,
champagne.
you added the embossing folder to the shelf.
Yes.
Too. Yeah.
And I also did a white glitter behind the one on the other side. So it kind of gave the leaves a little bit of movement in that area. I also took, like, if you ever cut in your pictures, the matting and you have little shards left of the paper, I
Mhm.
took that and I put like you would do your thread. I did it on the
Right.
different embellishments using those shards of paper.
That makes
So
sense.
when I get done with scrapbooking, if the bottom of my little bitty wastebasket is covered, that means I've scrapbooked a lot because I don't
Yeah.
fill my wastebasket.
Right.
I use everything. So, and then the other thing I like to do is on the top there, in one of the hibiscus flowers by the one, the big picture on the left page. The hibiscus has
Three dots. Yeah.
well, the three dots in the stem, there's a what Lee calls elevators underneath. I like
Oh.
using
Pop
I
up.
I
Yeah.
like using the pop-ups, the different thicknesses of them. I wish they'd come out with even another one, because there's only two thicknesses right now, but I absolutely love it to get that texture, that movement again also on it.
We
N-
need
Oh.
several more thicknesses.
With several more
Like,
thicknesses.
what
Yeah,
did,
he's
what did
there.
Lee say? I couldn't hear him.
He said he needs several more thicknesses of
Oh
them.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
but and then on the right page,
Lee, you
where
have no idea. It is so satisfying. Pop-up was like one of my most I don't know, something
It
inside
is.
of me. It's hard to explain until you actually do it.
I know, I love it. I absolutely love it.
So that's what we need to do in Lee's and David's scrapathon. So
Yes,
they can
we still got to
fully
do that.
experience pop-up to its full potential.
Right.
On the love,
You
What-
guys just have to hang on to your seats when Dave and I do that.
New
uh,
Year's coming, Lee. New Year's coming.
yeah. on the right page, there is a sand or starfish.
Yes, I
on
saw
the
that.
right-
I was going to point that out. Yes.
And so what I did is I used my edge of my dauber with the ink and did some shading so it looked like it was an actual center of the starfish. So and then a little doodle work with the pen around the center because on the mouth of a starfish there's kind of like little fingers. So I kind of
Yeah.
made it look like that. But it's very, very easy to use your ink and your dauber to get different textures just
Absolutely.
with that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
around that, there's a bracket. I think what it was. There's
Yeah.
a bracket, and I used the doodle work, but I also used different sizes of gems in between the doodles, so that give another texture. And then the love is actually it's shiny, but it feels like sand.
Yeah.
So I like doing different letters, and if I can buy them like this, I have. But I've also done it myself, where I've taken the little sand crystals and
Yes.
or glitter or whatever, and put it on my own letters and stuff. So yeah, I
You
think
know,
that's pretty
again,
good.
I will just kind of throw it out there that if you have these things in your stash, you have these specialty papers and you're never quite sure where to use them, start by adding them in these little details, little accent pages or, you know, spots on your page. But I do love the enamel dots on the bracket to kind of switch it up from maybe a doodle to the enamels inclusion, you know, included in there. Really adds just another fun element. And I think ultimately, you know, if you have a stash, the stash is meant to be used. So it's so fun to see it being, you know, put to use, put to like
Definitely.
its potential here on your pages that you so eloquently show. And I think it's just really fun. It's really pretty. So, so you talked about your collage on the right side where you wanted to group them together. So you went through that thought process a little with your collage of decorative elements there, how you kind of tuck them behind your photos. Like, was there kind of a thing right when, do you remember when you were creating this page where you're like, oh, I really just want to tuck, I don't want them to be out and displayed, I want them to come out of the pictures? Because that's what you're doing in each of your 3 collage spaces. You chose to have them being coming out of the photos on this layout.
Like from behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it actually, by tucking, you pop the photo more than the element that you've tucked. If you do it the other way, the photo becomes suppressed and the element then takes precedence, if that makes sense. Because like if you notice, the flower cluster is on top. So you'll see that.
Yeah, you kind of
takes-
have them.
Yeah,
Top
so
and
it takes
behind.
precedence, right? So it's just a matter of who comes first.
Right. Well, I just think it's interesting because, again, it's kind of a nice reminder to, if you're always finding yourself trying to like make your clusters maybe in the top corner or the bottom corner, you know, definitely you don't have to be shy about also making your clusters, play around with your templates by
Definitely.
layering them behind your photos and trying different places like that where you kind of decorate up and around your photos too is always really reflective. Like you said, it really shifts the story a little bit in how you look at your pictures and the page as a whole. So
Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
All right, here's another page. Lovely. I was saying I'm so inspired to pull out the beauty set again. I had so much fun creating with the beauty set. It's vaulted, but if you guys have it in your stash, if you've been a long-term like club member, so you definitely don't want to miss out on those limited sets. But I will say right off the bat, I love how you use the shape scissors. I have not personally done that with this set, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to try that. That is so fun.
It is fun. It really is. And it kind of takes that pressure off of getting it exactly matted if you want to mat it. So
Right.
the other thing on that page, if you notice, in the center, I think I took a picture of it up close, the gold, I actually used an oval punch, punched out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes, 7 holes. I guess I did it all the way around. And then I put a piece of paper underneath, and then I took enamel dot and put on top. So let me see if I can get it up there.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, this away. You see it?
Yep.
Okay. Then the other thing is right there, this here,
Yeah, you cut into the flower.
I cut them. So that gives another texture also.
I love it. All these amazing tips for textures and how to use your specialty papers and how to use, you know, if you got embossing folders with your designer templates, you can use them hand in hand to still add, if you love texture, still add those textures to your pages in a fun way that just bring an elevation to your pages in a variety. Doodling, you have doodling around the sides. And even the enamel swirls, I love, you know, you put those in between the beauty flower on the left. That's kind of fun as well. And then on the right. Yep.
And on the title, A Beautiful Life is a Collection of Unforgettable Moments, that is actually matted with another pair of scissors, a different over here. I did the same thing like on the other page,
Okay.
and then did another circle. So you've got 1, 2, 3 layers just within that title. Then if you add the ring on, you've got a fourth one, and then you can just keep, you see, it keeps building up with the leaves and the flowers and the heart on the other ones. So you can technically get anywhere from 2 to 8 layers in texture looking just with the paper in 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 different positioning
Yes.
and with cutting of your scissors, different using the different papers. So and it doesn't create a lot of bulk, to be honest with you.
No, it doesn't.
So
Not with how you're doing it. I think there are certain ways that you can approach it that you're like, oh, that's really bulky, but you always kind of find that nice balance. And it just always, I honestly, your style has a lot of layering involved, whether it's through the paper, but also just the details, like, and that's why I said like, oh, seeing your pages in person are like, you really see the details, the layering in the details. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, but I'm so glad that you're pointing those out. Like again, how you punched the holes in the gold and then put the enamel dots, like things like that, that you're like, oh, you missed some of that. And so I love that you're pointing them out and sharing them again with us. There's so many fun ways that you can kind of just step back of your page and then say, okay, what do I have in my stash? Or how can I just play around with this section for a moment and or add details or texture if you enjoy that texture. Now, I will say I am surprised there is no burlap on this page. I don't think there was burlap on the last one. I really am surprised now that we've gotten through these pages. I really thought that we were going to find a common denominator here.
oh no, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, those are a few handful of layouts, guys. I hope they inspire you so much. Thanks so much for joining us for this lovely Monday layout share. Of course, make sure to join us in the community. There's more inspiration to be found there. We always appreciate you, Linda, and Lee back there too.
We appreciate you guys too very, very, very much.
And I really do now need to go spend some time in my scrapbooking room. Like actually sit down and scrapbook because I feel so inspired. And if you're cold or somewhere, you know, then scrapbook some pictures of a warm time. It works, guys. It makes you warm.
Yes.
I'm cold. So it's the trick to keep you warm. Go in your scrapbooking room. All right. Enjoy. Thanks again for everyone for joining us. And
Thanks, everyone.
see you next time. All right. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.